you can't question things. Even the questioning is bad.
In a world where free speech is under attack and people are canceled for the slightest misstep, one man is standing up to it all. Elon Musk, the tech giant and visionary, is taking a bold stand against the very thing that's been silencing voices and dividing society: woke culture. As cancel culture tightens its grip on comedy, conversation, and even common sense, Musk's relentless challenge to this toxic trend is shaking the foundations of what's been accepted as normal. But how far is he willing to go? And could this be the moment that finally puts an end to woke culture for good?
I mean, generally, I think we should be aiming for like a positive society, and you know, that it should be okay to, you know, be humorous. Like, you know, like we should like wokeness basically wants to make comedy illegal.
Wokeness has become one of the biggest issues plaguing society today. It's not just a fleeting trend or some harmless buzzword people throw around. No, it's far worse. Wokeness is like a mind virus, a contagious infection that's slowly eating away at the very fabric of how we live. People seem to catch this virus and suddenly forget how to function normally. What makes it so dangerous? For starters, wokeness isn't about building a better society or fostering unity like it pretends to. In reality, it's toxic, divisive, and outright destructive. It's about creating a culture where everything is scrutinized, criticized, and ultimately canceled if it doesn't fit into its narrow box of acceptability. Think about it. We used to be able to have conversations, disagree, and even crack a joke without fear of a mob coming after us with pitchforks. Now, you can't make a single statement without someone getting offended, twisting your words, and labeling you something like problematic or offensive. It's exhausting. And why? Because wokeness demands total control over what's acceptable. If you don't fall in line, you're out. You're canceled. This culture of wokeness isn't about improvement. It's about power, control, and the glorification of victimhood. One of the biggest casualties of wokeness? Comedy. Remember when we could laugh at things? When comedians were the ones who could poke fun at societal issues without fear of backlash? Well, not anymore. Wokeness is doing everything in its power to kill comedy. That's right, these people actually want to make humor illegal, you know, because someone's feelings might get hurt.
Which is not cool.
We've experienced a little bit of that.
I mean, Chappelle, like what the
Flower bed.
I mean, try to shut down Chappelle? Come on, man, that's crazy. You know, so do we want a humorless society that is simply rife with condemnation?
Take Dave Chappelle, for example. The guy's a comedic genius, but woke warriors decided that his jokes didn't fit their rigid agenda. They tried to cancel him. Seriously, Dave Chappelle? That's the world we're living in now. These people are so humorless and self-righteous that they think they can dictate what's funny and what isn't. And it's not just about comedy, it's about the broader impact on free speech. If we can't even laugh at ourselves anymore, what's left? Are we supposed to tiptoe around every word, constantly afraid of offending the next person who's waiting to pounce on our slightest misstep? The truth is, wokeness doesn't want us to think for ourselves. It doesn't want us to have fun, to joke, or to be honest. It wants a society where everyone is self-censoring, where humor is banned, and where everyone walks on eggshells. We're heading towards a future where all jokes are illegal, and the only thing we'll be able to do is offer performative apologies for having a sense of humor in the first place. Wokeness brands itself as inclusive, kind and progressive, but that couldn't be further from the truth. At its core, wokeness is divisive. It thrives on driving wedges between people, on splitting society into endless subgroups based on every imaginable identity, and then pitting them against each other. You're either a victim or an oppressor, and there's no middle ground. Instead of bringing people together, it's designed to keep us at each other's throats, endlessly fighting over who's the most oppressed or who has the most privilege.
And hate, basically.
And no forgiveness, right?
Yeah. At its heart, wokeness is divisive, exclusionary, and hateful. It basically gives mean people a reason. It gives them a shield to be mean and cruel, armored in false virtue. What do you think?
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, we've obviously seen that from the left, you know, just ourselves. You know, the left is almost this religion now, where they're so serious and they believe what they believe with such intensity that for us to make fun of them You know, for them, it's like you're making fun of God or salvation.
And let's not forget, wokeness is deeply exclusionary. For all its talk about inclusion, it's pretty clear that anyone who dares to think differently is automatically excluded from the conversation. You don't get to have an opinion unless it aligns perfectly with their ideology. Try disagreeing and watch how quickly you're labeled an enemy. You could be the nicest person in the world, but the second you don't parrot the woke talking points, you're branded a bigot, a fascist, or worse. But perhaps the most sinister aspect of wokeness is that it's downright hateful. Wokeness gives people a license to be mean. It encourages the worst kind of behavior, public shaming, humiliation, and bullying, all under the guise of virtue. You see it all the time. People hiding behind their screens, calling out others for the smallest perceived infractions, all while patting themselves on the back for being on the right side of history. But let's be honest, these people aren't virtuous. They're cruel. They're using wokeness as a shield to justify their meanness, dressing it up as morality when in reality it's just an excuse to be awful to others. Here's
Almost synonymous would be cancel culture. And obviously people have tried to cancel you many times.
Many times.
Yeah, I mean,
Every week.
yeah.
From left and right. I've had it from both sides.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. People, you and I are both like in that little group of people. Maybe it's a bigger group now.
Yeah.
Who are called conservative, who haven't really changed. I don't think of you as a conservative.
Here's the kicker. People keep labeling Musk as conservative, even though his actions and beliefs don't fit neatly into any political box. This is classic cancel culture behavior. The moment you don't fall in line with every single woke talking point, you're automatically branded as a right-wing extremist. It doesn't matter if you've spent billions on sustainable energy or are actively working to combat climate change. To the woke mob, the second you question their ideology, you're part of the enemy camp. And Musk isn't alone in this. How many times have we seen someone who's been progressive their entire life suddenly labeled a conservative just because they said something that didn't fit the script? It's ridiculous. What's
Free speech. So, you know, those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous. Is that it's often anti-meritocratic. You can't question things. Even the questioning is bad. So, you know, another way to.
What's even more frustrating is that cancel culture doesn't allow for any kind of nuance. People like Musk can't have a complex stance. Nope, you either follow the woke rules or you're out. It doesn't matter that he doesn't identify as a conservative. The woke crowd has decided for him. And let's be real, the second you get slapped with the conservative label, the mob comes for you. Suddenly, everything you've done, no matter how progressive or forward-thinking, is erased. You're reduced to a single label, and good luck crawling out from under it. The fight for free speech and open dialogue isn't over, but it's clear that change is coming. Will Musk's actions be the tipping point that breaks the hold of cancel culture? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain, this battle is far from finished. If you want to stay updated on this and more game-changing moments, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video. Thanks for watching.